If you're just joining us, as a reminder, you are in the Edmonton Arts Council's annual funding organization investment program information session. I got lost in my own word salad there for a minute. And I am Misha Marie Nelson, the Manager of Arts Development and Investment, and I'm trying to work with you on navigating the 2026 iteration of this program. So thank you for patiently listening to my voice this whole time. Please also, like I said, feel free to ask questions and keep going in the chat. We're going to go into the application process. Once again, some of us are new to the EAC, some of us are old hat, and some of us are just new to our organizations as administrators. And it's always good to kind of go through and make sure you know where to find everything. I'm also very aware that there are several funders and several portals and several applications that you all have to fill out and navigate. So I'm happy to help in any way I can make it stick out what's specific about our process. So the biggest thing is that we use a tool called Smart Simple. Okay, this is different than our other funders and also the same as some. So us and the Edmonton Community Foundation, we both use Smart Simple. The AFA uses Gate, the Canada Council uses something else. So know that Smart Simple is us. You need an account. Okay, you need an account to use Smart Simple. So you need to go and log in to the login page. If you think to yourself, I don't know where to find the login page, it's on our website. So if you go to our website, you can find in the menu where it says Smart Simple, and it'll always take you there. Or you can bookmark eac.smartsimple.ca. But it's important that you do that. I have a question. Miranda, I'm going to put a pin in that, and we're going to get to it when we're in the funding section. But I appreciate the question. I absolutely do. So Smart Simple, link from the webpage, it's always there. Okay. Once you are logged in or registered, we encourage you to have 2 organization contacts. That doesn't mean 2 staff. That could be a board member and a staff. That could be a board member and a key volunteer. The reason we're encouraging 2 is because sometimes that chain of communication is broken. And we find, we've been sending you emails and you're like, oh, that person doesn't work for us anymore. And nobody's been getting those emails. So it's really important that you add an additional contact. You're going to be asked for some general information in that. I just want to do a quick version of letting you know how to add that organizational contact and how to register another contact. So I'm going to stop with that sharing for a minute. I'm going to share a different window. And I just want to show you this. If you are a new contact to your organization, or if your organization needs to add a new contact, when you go to that login page, you click register. So yes, your organization might need to be there, but if the person is new, they click register. If you're a new organization, click new organization, fill out that information. If you already exist as an organization, you can click contact of an existing organization, type in the name of your organization. I'm not going to do so because I don't want to, give any private information. Type the name of the organization and then register as a contact. Then whoever your organization's main contact is will go in and approve you. So you can add as many contacts as you want this way. They just type in the name. So it is quite accessible there, but you do have to go in and then approve them to gain access, and then they will gain access to your organizational profile. Okay. If you have any challenges with that, you can email grants@edmontonarts.ca, or we also have a support@edmontonarts.ca for kind of those technical pieces in Smart Simple. Okay. I just wanted to do a quick show because I know a lot of us are updating. We've got new staff, new volunteers, those kinds of pieces. So I want to make sure that you knew that. So update your profile. If you were already registered in the system, you would have gotten a notification in September that we've changed the profiles a little bit. We're trying to reorganize them. We launched Smart Simple in 2021. So this is kind of the first revamp we've really done for organizations. So you'll notice that things are in different places. We've worded things a little differently. We're trying to make it a little bit more user-friendly, both for you and for, frankly, the assessors and ourselves internally to figure out what you do and make sure that there's a good, solid place for you to put the pieces of information that you have. You'll notice that there's 2 big differences, is that we're asking you for your facility that you operate's information. We realized that we had this really fun thing where we have all these legal names of nonprofits and societies, but we don't really know what buildings those are. So some of you have societies that run a building and those things are not connected. And even sometimes your registered legal address is not the same as the building that you run. So we're trying to collect that information so that we have a better picture of that for the city of Edmonton. Also, we're asking you for some additional documentation that includes your policies. Some of you might not have written policies. That is also okay. We're just finding that this is coming up more in conversation with assessors and with you as a community. But where are we at as a sector with our policy development? So if you have any questions about those pieces as you get going and updating your profile, please don't hesitate to reach out and let us know. When you're doing updates to your profile, we get this question quite a bit, so I just want to make sure that we have this information. When you log in, you're going to see this as your header across the top of the page. If you're looking for your organization profile, we are the Edmonton Arts Council, and I need to go update our address or our phone number. It is my organization profile. If you're looking for your contact information, like Misha's email has changed, it is my profile. You cannot change the contact information of other people in your organization, only the main organization. Okay. So organization. If you go to your profile and you think, oh, I can't edit anything, I can't click on anything, you probably need to scroll down to the bottom of the window and click the black update profile button that's on the right here. And then when you're done, you're going to click the save my work button that is at the bottom of the page. Okay. If you're having any difficulty navigating those pieces, please do let us know. If you can't click on things, there's probably something, a black button on the bottom of the window that says update, and you need to kind of unlock the page first. Multiple people in your organization will be able to make updates to the profile. Okay. Don't see any questions in the chat, so hopefully that's working. Then you're going to want to open an application or continue with an application in Smart Simple. So there's only one application this year for the 2026 annual funding. Like I said, operating and programming are two streams of the same funding. So you just fill out one application. We're trying to make it simple, simple, simple this year. Just open it and go. If you have any questions or if we have questions about operating and programming, we'll be contacting you. That's probably in January this year. Okay. You apply December 15th. We've got to do some internal stuff. There's a winter break. So look out in January. We might be sending you emails or giving you phone calls if we have any specific questions about things in your application or your profile before it goes to external assessment. We'll talk about that a little bit more later, but there's only one application. To open that application in that header, it will say one open opportunities. It might say two if there's a public art call that's open or something else. So you can click on that little megaphone to find the application. If you've already started an application or someone in your organization has already started an application, you're going to scroll to the bottom of your homepage and it's going to say my applications and it should be in draft. If you've got one in draft, you should have a black button that says open, and then you can open that application and continue working. Please remember to save your drafts. That is very, very helpful. A lot of organizations we find work in separate documents sometimes. I would highly encourage you to go in and open an application as soon as possible. There have been updates to functions and updates to the wording about questions. So it's very important that you go in, have a look around before you start working in external documents. I would also say the benefit of doing it in the application is that we can see it when you save it. So then if you call and you say, I'm having a problem, or I don't understand a question, or I think I've answered this right, we can see it right in the application in real time and give you advice right there. We have some questions here. I'm just checking. So adding another contact. So that's exactly as we were talking about with this section I'm just going to go back to the Smart Simple. So when someone has a new contact, you're going to go to the register page, or that contact is going to register themselves. So they will go register, they will go contact of an existing organization. They will type in your organization name, the legal name that you registered, fill out their own information, and then click submit. Once they've submitted, if you are the contact of your organization or whoever the main contact is, can go in and approve them. So you go in and it'll actually say that you have an action item to approve that person. It should be fairly straightforward. But if you have any issues with that, please do reach out. So hopefully that answered that question. I do see the other questions about timelines and amounts. We're going to get to those when we are in those sections as well. So I appreciate you hanging tight while we get those. Awesome. So yeah, your draft application is going to be at the bottom there. As a reminder, that deadline again is December 15th at noon.